Well, folks, we're back with a collection you might have touched on before with us. It's our vast collection of milk glass, but I'm telling you, you didn't get to see it very good. But you will today, if you're interested, right here on my take on home and garden. So guys, early in our channel development, I did a haphazard milk glass collection. You know, we weren't set up very good. We were still learning. And today, I'm calling it Digitally Remastered Milk Glass Collection. Just for you. So you're going to see it in a whole different way, the way you should have seen it the first time. I think a lot of you new folks haven't even seen the old one, but if you haven't, if you love it, it'll be worth your time, believe me. And I have a couple of new ones and new information on certain things. So let's get going with the first one. This piece in the old video, I did not know the pattern. It's a wonderful covered dish, candy dish, spice jar, whatever you might have done with it back then. And this pattern being of the company L.E. Smith out of Pennsylvania. This pattern is called Heritage. So I found it and I wanted to recap on that because in the first video, you know, I know a lot of our stuff, but this one I've stood there and I said, geez, that's nice. You know, I don't know it. So I can't tell them. But now I can tell you. Now L.E. Smith is just one of many manufacturers, and they were out of Jeannette, Pennsylvania. Now what's amazing is Jeannette Glass was also out of Jeannette, Pennsylvania. So you'll hear those names, and I thought it'd be fun for you to know where they came from and where they originated from. So our biggie that most everybody knows and has even said the name is Fenton out of West Virginia. None of these companies that I'm going to talk about today are still in business that I know of. The next one that was hugely popular was Westmoreland. They were also out of Pennsylvania. For some reason, that area, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Southern New York State, Southern Ohio, that area was really known for glass and pottery in their day. Like I say, most of this you did not get to see in the other video, but I want to recap on one little group. And that is, what's my favorite group is the English Hobnail that was developed by Westmoreland Company. Okay, here's a compote in the English Hobnail diamond pattern you can see here. And we'll put these all on the turntable together. Here's, now let me finish with this. This did have a lid, and as busy as I am moving this stuff around, shuttling it around and doing different tables and collections and so on, decorating, and this is the tragedy of it. Just this year, I haven't broken a thing since we started our channel until this year. The lid to this, you know, just had a fit. It slipped off. I had it, you know, I went like this, turned, it took off like a frisbee. There it goes. So I'll be looking for that lid out in the finds, in the markets. And let's see how long that takes me to find. But, you know, it'll be reasonable, because guess what? It's not worth much without the bottom. They need each other to be much of anything. So anyway, that'll be fun. Look at this little beaut. I'm nuts about this. It's so good. Even the finial on top has the tiny, tiny English hobnail. So I would easily say this is Westmoreland piece. Okay, here's another one. Here's a vinegar cruet. You know we have a ton of cruets, but I think there's 2 in the milk glass. That's it. Out of some 80 something in the collection. This wonderful vinegar cruet is by Westmoreland. Now here's a sugar bowl in this same style with the tiny finial, and even it is in that diamond English hobnail pattern. Okay, here's a glass spoon. I would love to say this is the original. It's not. I had to replace it. But you see the little notch for the spoon, and they would do that with the mustard or any condiment. This could possibly be a mustard, a mayonnaise, a sugar bowl. And that's the proper spoon that would have come with that. Alrighty. One. That's the end of it. Okay. Here's how I figured I'd lead into. Here's another little cruet. Okay? This could be a syrup or a vinegar cruet. Probably vinegar, being this small. And I just want to show the difference here. This little jewel is in just the amazing, all over the country, plus American hobnail pattern. Look how cute. It's just awesome. It's hard to beat. So now that we're in the American hobnail pattern, we don't have enough time today to show you everything that we really have, but I can show you a lot. This is a 3-section dish, obviously, people can count. It's in the American hobnail. The bottom of this, by the way, in the early glass, I love it, because the minute you pick it up, you know almost the era, if you're used to touching and dealing with this stuff. It's like 3/4 of an inch thick. I mean, this weighs as much as a bag of sugar. It's amazing how they did not cheat back then. They really gave you something, you know, for your money. The quality of the piece. This is going to be a Fenton Company piece. Here's another one. Newer Fenton, you can find the name stamped right in the glass. And then a lot of Fenton, I'm going to show you that too, had the little foil sticker that we're so used to on glass, art glass and collectibles. And that's what most of this is. So people understand, most of this is not cooking ware. It's what they call art glass. It's decorative art glass. Okay, this fantastic Fenton dish. I love the shape. You gotta love it. In the American hobnail with the little acorn handle on top. Look at this. Where you gonna go, folks? Now, how about a pair of candlesticks? Now, I remember showing these in the last one. There's shorter ones, there's other ones. There's one called Old Lace, there's one called Lattice. But we showed them. I don't want to do that again. Here's a wonderful, what I would call a medium size or height candlestick pair in the American Hobnail. Wonderful piece. Next, even though you might have seen this before, it's worth another look. How cute can you get in the stick of butter holding dish? Is this beautiful 50s farmhouse? Oh my goodness. But it's beyond farmhouse. It's has its own, rural, it had a use in a rural environment where it actually got used. Now, a big popular design was anything that could hold snacks, candy, flowers. That's what we're going to hit next. And everything that's coming up pretty much is going to be Fenton. Now, let me tell you some of the other companies that had made milk glass. We got Fenton, like I said, everybody knows. Westmoreland. We have Indiana Glass, Fostoria. We've showed you a few pieces by them. L.E. Smith and Jeanette, both out of Jeanette, PA. We have Imperial. We have Kanawha. Pretty sure it's out of West Virginia. And they did a lot of your crackle glass. That's how I can remember them. And Dithridge. And I don't have probably one piece of theirs. But some of them, we do have quite a vast bunch. And so I'm going to kind of group these and categorize them and try to show you who's who and who did what and how you can tell. Now, if anybody wondered, where did milk glass originate? Where did it come from? To an American, you would think maybe Fenton or Westmoreland. They were the kings in glass, period, or milk glass. But no. The Venetians developed milk glass in the 1600s. That's where it first comes from. Just for a tidbit of history. And we got a hold of it and took off running. Because it's still loved today. It's so versatile. And why is it great? Well, it's neutral. So you can put it with anything. A wedding, it can be Christmassy, it can be Easter. It's just because it's white, it can go with anything, just virtually almost anything. You've seen arrangements in them here. Anyway, here's your 6 crimped, ruffled vase in the American Hobnail. Okay, this, I don't even have to look. There's probably no marking anyway, but this is Fenton. This is a Fenton piece. It's heavy. It's thick. They didn't cheat. Okay, next we're going to have to move it along. Here is what we just talked about before. This is a footed, ruffled dish in the American Hobnail pattern by Fenton. Here's another one. Now, this is, some of you have seen this. It's a rare thing. Most people have never had one, but it's really cool. And the name of it is even more elusive because probably almost I don't think 1% of the population would know the name to this piece. It's amazing. In here, this is by Fenton. It's in the American Hobnail pattern, and it's in ruffled edge, okay, crimped and ruffled, with 3 horns, what they call a horn. So when you do an arrangement, you can put your flowers in each one of these horns and underneath, and you could fill this with water. Now these horns do not have a hole so that a live piece could get a drink, but you can fill each one. This is called an epern. You'll hear it a couple different ways, epern, epern, and what that means, that word means centerpiece, table centerpiece. So it's an epern to put flowers in. How cute. How many do you see today? I think I saw one on a friend's channel so far in probably a year and a half. Okay, here's another dandy. I call this the classic trophy style. This has its little metal label, and I love that it does. And that is a Fenton Label. It's quite unique. It's an oval bowl on a pedestal. Okay, the pedestal is fluted. Otherwise, the body of the bowl is in the American Hobnail pattern. Really special, really different. So on the last little table, our Eastern European table, you saw I used the bigger milk glass vase for our centerpiece. I'm sure Angela will find it for us. Here is the next size under that size, down from that, in that same kind of style. And this is a crimpled lip in the American Hobnail pattern vase. Now we got a lot more. Look at the size of this beautiful fruit bowl. Again, we're still on Fenton. I'm feeling this one, I remember, actually has the Fenton name on the bottom. Okay, there it is. Want you to be able to see. Now there's no doubt that this is a Fenton dish. If you're nervous or worried or somebody's telling you something and you're not sure. But so much of the early stuff is not marked. And there's so many manufacturers. Now, let me tell you my quick thought. If the milk glass looks cheap or luminescent instead of opaque, which, you know, opaque is you can't see through it. If it's lighter than that, it's a lesser brand. It might even be foreign. So it's not desirable like your upper shelf stuff. Fenton, Westmoreland, Fostoria, Ellie Smith, so on. These are better and they hold their money, believe me. And these, like I mentioned before, can be a commodity. Collectibles, glass and antiques go up and down just like every other commodity. Okay, now, the same idea as this fruit bowl in the crimped lip with an applied handle now. Okay, and this is in a separated basket turn here. Really cute. It looks more like a basket. Real cute piece. You see how the handle is pinched all the way around with like a forceps when it's hot. And that forceps has a design on it, and it's pinched on to the bowl. Super, super cute. Look at the size difference. Now here's our big one. This is gorgeous for a display, a centerpiece. You've seen me do the florals in these. Here's the applied handle again. It's early. I'd call these 50s. They could be 40s. And Fenton, I would say, for sure. Very beefy, very heavy piece. Wonderful in that frilled, crimped edge. Look at those. There's a good example of different sizes in these. It's got a little different look to it. The milk glass itself is a different white. It's a glorious festoon on this pressed glass, and you can see a mold seam, but it's hidden pretty darn good. And then again with the applied handle, while that is still hot. Beautiful piece. There's another basket. We'll have to keep moving them out of the way. Okay, here's another what I would call, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but just there's a different look to this glass. And again, here's that festoon look underneath. I show our collections, and I never pretend to be an expert at what's what and who's who unless I absolutely know, and I want to convey that to you. When I do know, I'm going to tell you and share. So, okay guys, we're back with our Silver Crest Crimp Lip Compote Candy Dish from Fenton. Beautiful piece with the clear lip, what they call Silver Crest. Here is a dish. This is a pedestal. This is with an applied handle in the clear glass. Isn't that gorgeous like that? And that again is called Silver Crest by Fenton. Now we have a big, glorious pedestal piece, and this makes a beautiful fruit bowl. It could be nuts for Christmas, but I wouldn't put a nutcracker in there and knock the Silver Crest off. Glorious Silver Crest again from Fenton. So guys, that's our updated milk glass collection in the mid-century vintage. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give us a like, a share, a comment. Send your buddies over. We'll fix them up with content and beautiful. And you can follow us on Instagram. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you in the next over-the-top, informative collection video.